I'm giving you guys my Week 7 power rankings. Let's go ahead and get started off with the Cincinnati Bengals. The offense did look a lot better with Joe Flacco actually starting at quarterback instead of Jay Brown. So I don't think they're one of the worst teams anymore, but I still don't think they're going to do anything great in the NFL, so I'm going to have to put them in a C category. Next is going to be the New England Patriots. I had them in the B category last week because they were just coming off a big win versus the Buffalo Bills. They did get another win, but it was against one of the worst teams in the New Orleans Saints, so I'm not going to put them up too much higher than what I had them. I'm still going to put them at the very top of B. Speaking of New Orleans Saints, I have them up next. I think I just gave away what I think about them. I'm putting them in D. Honestly, heading into the season, I thought they were going to look a lot worse than they did. But Spencer Rattler actually isn't looking too terribly bad. And against some of these tough opponents, they're actually hanging in there. Now we have the Pittsburgh Steelers up next, and they're kind of in the same boat as the New England Patriots are. I put them in B, and then they beat another opponent, but it wasn't a great opponent against the Cleveland Browns. I love what Aaron Rodgers is looking like. He looks like he's getting a new life in Pittsburgh now. The defense just needs to pick it up a little bit. I'm still going to put him in the very top of B. We have the San Francisco 49ers. I feel so bad for this team with all the injuries. Prayers up to Fred Warner because he's a new victim to this curse. I mean, they lost him, George Kittle, Nick Bosa, and Ayuk still hasn't came back yet. Brock Purdy has been out. Ricky Pearsall, Jawan Jennings. Like, I can go on and on of how many starters have missed, but they still find a way to look good. Matt Jones is balling out, and even though they lost to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I still do have some faith in them. I'm putting them in B as well. Bears and the Cardinals up next. And I'm going to be completely honest, their offense actually looked the best that they have looked in a long time, and that was Jacoby Brissett starting at quarterback instead of Kyler Murray. I'm not saying that's a move that needs to be made. I'm just stating the facts. I said that something needs to change in Arizona, though, either that is quarterback or head coach. Obviously, they're not winning anything, though, even though I think that offense still looks a little bit better. I'm still putting them in C. It's going to be the Atlanta Falcons. They actually play tonight, so I'll rank them and the other teams that are playing tonight after I watch them. It'll be in the same video, but it'll just be at the end. We have the Baltimore Ravens. I'll give them props. They actually hung in there versus the Rams. I thought they were going to get blown out, especially what that defense was looking like. I mean, I know Puka was hurt, but still, that is a really good offense even without Puka. Without Lamar Jackson right now, I still think they're one of the worst teams. I'm going to put them in D once Lamar Jackson comes back. They're probably going to go higher, but not too much higher because that defense really does still suck. Next is going to be my Carolina Panthers, winning 3 out of our past 4 games. That actually feels like things are changing in Carolina, and we're getting a new era of football. I mean, we actually have an offensive identity now with Rico Dowdle running the ball. Bryce Young is looking pretty good as well. This is the first time in a very long time I've been proud to be a Carolina Panthers fan. I don't think we're like amazing, though. I'm not going to hype us up too much, but I am going to put us in C, probably at the top of it, to be honest. We have the Cleveland Browns. I'm going to say the same thing that I've been saying every week. They have a great defense, but the offense just hasn't picked up just yet. Dylan Gabriel has looked decent, but he's just not done enough to win games. I'm going to put him in C because at least they do have something good on their team, unlike the Baltimore Ravens that don't have a good defense and not a good offense neither without Lamar Jackson. We have the Dallas Cowboys, and everybody in the world thought that they had an easy win versus us Carolina Panthers. I'm not gonna lie, including me, but it did not happen. Dak Prescott still looked like an MVP, putting up amazing numbers. Just the defense that's been god awful this whole entire year. I've kept them in that A category, even though they had a terrible defense, but honestly, I'm going to have to put them in B. Denver Broncos are a very tough team because they did get another win this week, but it was versus the New York Jets, and they barely won that game. The offense did not look good at all, but then the week before that, they actually beat the Philadelphia Eagles, who's probably one of the best teams in the NFL. Well, that's questionable now. So they're obviously going in that B category, but I really don't know where I'm going to put them. Right now, it's probably going to be above the 49ers. And we have the Detroit Lions, and honestly, I thought they were going to win that Sunday Night Football game by far, but it looks like the Kansas City Chiefs are back. We'll get to them later, but for right now, I still do think the Lions are a good team. I don't know if they're like one of those Super Bowl caliber teams, though, so I'm going to put them in A. Tennessee Titans just fired their head coach, so they don't even have a head coach right now. I'm going to have to put them in D. Easily one of the worst teams in football. The week before this last one where they beat the Arizona Cardinals was a fluke game. Green Bay Packers up next. I had them in A last week. By the way, let me just mention that I recorded and edit the video, but I was so busy I forgot to upload it, which absolutely sucks. I put like 7 or 8 hours in the video and forgot to upload it. I'm still mad at myself about that. I did have them in the very top of A. They did get another win versus the Bengals, though, so I can't put them much higher. We have the Houston Texans up next. They were in a bye week this week, so I'm just going to put them exactly where I had them. That's at the very bottom of B. I still am putting them in B because I think they do have some potential, but at the same time, with that offensive line, the offense just isn't looking great, so I can't put them really high on the B. Like their other AFC South Division rivals in the Indianapolis Colts. Obviously, when the season started and they were looking good, I was questioning a little bit because Daniel Jones was the quarterback, but Daniel Jones actually looks like the guy. I mean, what, they're the first seed in the AFC right now. Yeah, at 5-1. Well, I have to believe in them now. I'm going to put him in B, probably above the Denver Broncos. The next up is the Jacksonville Jaguars. They got a huge win versus the Kansas City Chiefs, but did just lose versus the Seattle Seahawks. Even though they did lose that game, I mean, the Seahawks are a very good team, and I do think the Jags are still one of my sleeper teams. I think it's going to be very interesting who wins that division between the Jags and Colts, but I am going to put the Jaguars probably right under the Broncos for right now. Honestly, I'm going to put the Colts under the Broncos too. Next, we have the Kansas City Chiefs, and even though I hate to say it, I really do think the Chiefs are officially back. I mean, they just look great against the Detroit Lions. Even though they lost the week before, they look good versus the Jaguars too. Xavier Worthy back, that offense is back to normal. I have to put them at S for right now. I told you guys Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid could just find a way to surge themselves up in the power rankings and be a good team again. That's exactly what they did, and not to mention, they haven't even got Rashee Rice back yet. We have the Rams. I'm questioning where I'm going to put them. Obviously, it's going to be in B, but I just don't know how high, because I do think they have the talent on offense and defense to be a really good team, but at the same time, they just did barely beat the Ravens, and last week they lost to an injured 49ers team. I think I'm going to put them in the very top of B still, just because I believe in this team so much, but if they keep struggling, I'm going to have to put them a lot further down in that category. Then we have the Chargers. I'm going to be honest with you guys, I really do think that we overrated the Chargers. I mean, I still think they're a good team, not as good as we were putting them to start the season. I mean, because they started off 3-0, beating some really good teams in the Broncos and the Chiefs. And this past week, they barely beat the Miami Dolphins by 2 points, and they were one of the worst teams in football. And then the week before, they lost to the Giants, which they're looking like a way better team, but for as much as we're hyping them up, they shouldn't have lost that game. Like I said, I still do think they're a really good team. I'm going to put them in the top of B, just not as good as we thought they were. It's going to be the Miami Dolphins, and obviously they were one of the worst teams in the NFL. I'm going to put them in the very bottom of D, only right above the Titans. I'm so surprised that Mike McDaniel hasn't lost his job yet, but I think it's coming very soon. Minnesota Vikings had a bye week this past week, so I'm just kind of putting them where I had them at last week, and that is in the bottom it should be. I mean, I do think they have some good things about their team, but it's just not looking like an amazing team as of this point, so I got to put them in the bottom of B. Then we have the New York Giants, and this is how you turn a team around. It's been a very long time since I was excited about watching New York Giants, but with Cam Scatterboo just running his head completely into people, and Jackson Dart balling out, and the confidence and moxiness that he has playing the NFL, I am loving this team right now. I'm definitely putting them in B. The question is, how much do I trust them? I think I would take them over the Texans. I would take them over the Vikings. Right now, honestly, I would probably take them over the Cowboys and 49ers. I think that's where I'm going to stop. I'm putting them right there in B. The New York Jets are up next, and even though they hadn't lost a single game, I was saying that they weren't as bad as their record actually said, because they were in a lot of those games that they were losing and actually looked decent, but this past week versus the Broncos, they actually did look really bad. They had a net of negative passing yards against the Broncos. That was actually really bad. I think this week I actually am going to put them in the D category. Now, the Las Vegas Raiders, they did win last week. It was probably against the worst team in the NFL, against the Tennessee Titans. I'm very up and down about this team because they do have potential with Ashton Zinzi, Brock Bowers, even though I know he's injured, Jacoby Myers, Geno Smith. I really do think is holding this team back, especially with all his interceptions. I'm going to put him in B. Honestly, no, I'm going to put him in C. We have the Seattle Seahawks up next, and this is still one of my very underrated teams. I mean, Sam Darnold is looking great, especially with his connection with JSN, and the defense is obviously like a top 10 in the league probably. I'll definitely put him in B as well, probably under the New England Patriots. I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna drop the Rams a little bit further down as well, because I do think the Seahawks are the best team in that division. Now we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and they have been looking amazing, even though I wish that wasn't the case, because I want my Panthers to win the division. I mean, Baker Mayfield is playing with a moxiness and extreme talent that they have a chance in every game as long as he's playing. He's obviously the MVP candidate right now. Honestly, there's not many teams that I fear in the NFC besides for the Buccaneers. I'm going to put them in B still, probably right below the New England Patriots. Next, we have the Philadelphia Eagles. Even though everybody was hating on Jalen Hurts, I was taking up for him, but this past game was awful. I do realize that the Giants are a lot better than they've been in previous years, but if you're the Philadelphia Eagles, you just came off a Super Bowl, it's no way you should be losing to them. I'm going to put them in A, probably right behind the line still, because I still do think they have some talent and some hopes to make it to the Super Bowl once again. They obviously need to pick it up, and now. All right, we're back after the Monday Night Football games. We'll get started off with the Atlanta Falcons. Really thought they had a chance in this game. It was a matchup really well against the Buffalo Bills, having Bijan Robinson, and the Bills haven't been able to stop the run with all their primetime upsets, and also it just felt like Atlanta's day for some reason. Even though it's a huge big time win for them, I still don't think they're an A, and I really don't even think they're the best team in the NFC South. I'm gonna put them probably a lot further down than a lot of people have them, probably over the Vikings right now. We have the Buffalo Bills. I'm just gonna say this year is like so weird, because they just went undefeated, but then just lost to the Patriots, and the Falcons team does that's just mid. I really don't know where to put the Bills right now. I mean, they just lost to the Falcons, so I won't put them in as a Super Bowl team, but also at the same time, if I don't believe in the Bills, I really don't believe in any of these teams in S or A, so I'm still gonna put them in A, probably right at the top of it though. We have the Chicago Bears that just got a game-winning field goal against the Washington Commanders. They actually look pretty good while doing it too. I actually think this is a really good team. Ben Johnson is doing exactly what everybody thought it would do with Caleb Williams in his offense. I'm gonna put them in the middle-ish of B2, right behind the Seahawks probably. I think that is the perfect spot for them. Maybe honestly could go even a little bit higher. Washington Commanders didn't look bad, but they obviously don't look like the team that they were last year when they went all the way to the NFC Championship game. Still do think they're a really good team though, but I don't think they're great. I think I'm gonna put them under the Chargers in B. And that's my week 7 power rankings, everybody. I really hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I'll check you guys out next time. Peace.